Well, right now, people in Denver are getting the first opportunity to see a new musical about growing up and growing old. It's called Kimberly Akimbo. Culture Report host and 9 News producer Jamal Simon sat down with the cast and creators of the Tony Award-winning musical as they launched their first ever national tour right here in Denver. Here's a sneak peek of what you can expect.
I asked a friend how his new niece was, and he said, "Oh, she's amazing. She's this old woman trapped in a baby's body." And I thought, well, that's a weird thing to say. But I thought, oh, that's also really theatrical. And if I made it a teenager instead of a baby, there's a play there.
Kimberly Akimbo is a coming-of-age story about a 16-year-old girl, played by an old lady, who is dealing with a dysfunctional family, moving to a new town, making friends, dealing with lots of challenges, but she's super hopeful and adventurous, and she goes on a roller coaster ride. She finds a friend in Seth who just accepts her for who she is, and vice versa.
I'm gonna start with the K first because that's one of the hardest letters. Oh.
He's a wordsmith. He's just kind of, he loves Dungeons and Dragons. He speaks Elvish. He's just kind of an oddball. And so in so many ways he's taught me to like lean into the things that make me me.
I have to say, writing this show was one of the most joyful experiences I've ever had. Musicals are really, really hard, especially when there are lots of people involved, just because collaboration is hard. But the way that we work together, we have the same mindset. Whenever one of us pitches an idea, even if it doesn't feel quite right, we don't shut it down.
You know, I see this character that you invented, a woman who looks 70 but is 16, and she knows she's going to die really soon, and she makes a decision that she's going to really live until she dies.
I mean, we don't all have a genetic disorder, of course, but we all have things that all have challenges in our lives, and we all have, you know, things that get us down, things that make us feel like outsiders. And I think having her go through these things on stage and seeing how she navigates it all is a great lesson for everyone on how to appreciate life.
Jamal, you did such a great job on this story.
Thank you so much. It was so much fun. They really made it so easy for me, like between like David Lindsay Abaire and Janine Tesori, who's an icon, by the way. Let me give her her flowers. Mm-hmm. They are both Tony winners now.
Wow.
And also, she is the most prolific theatrical composer in history.
Wow.
Well,
oh, wow.
Theatrical composer, which is insane.
Yeah.
So having a chance to talk to her about this was crazy. And they also talked about how important it was to take it on tour and to debut it in Denver.
How cool.
Because both of them, like neither of them were ever, like they never lived in places where you could see a Broadway show.
Wow.
So if it weren't for the touring shows, they probably never would have accomplished what they have now. So.
And so this is obviously a fictional story, but it's based on a real life condition that causes rapid aging.
Yeah, it does. And like Janine was saying, she was like, I describe this show to people all the time and they're like, this sounds really sad. She has a crappy family and all these things. She was like, but honestly, it's so hilarious. You will laugh so much. She was like, while you, like, I feel like the message is just to be you and live authentically and to, like, grab life by the horns or whatever you want to do. They use some more colorful language.
Yeah. This is a family program, Jamal.
Yes, and yeah, just to live your best life. So yeah, it's super interesting, definitely worth a watch. And I'm so happy that we're launching here in Denver. It was so exciting to see.
How much
Great
longer?
job to check it out.
Folks can see it through the weekend, denvercenter.org for tickets. Okay.